Hi, everybody, and welcome to Jacqueline Ann Designs. I wanted to tell you something. Many of you know I've been on a 4 month no spend thing just to kind of so I can get some bills paid off for this part of the year. I did breach it once and bought a piece of pre-cut fabric at Walmart so I could work on a project that I've been working on. And now I have breached it again. And that's why I'm on here. But I wanted to talk to you guys about what it is that I did, why I breached it, and why you may want to get what I got. Um, I started seeing, and many of you may have seen this and wondered if they were a scam or not. I saw this ad, it started appearing on Facebook, saying that this magazine called The Gift of Stitching was going to be going out of business, that their final day of doing business is going to be February the 28th, and you could get all of their magazine issues digitally and download them for 28 dollars and some odd cents. So basically it ends up like $29. And I started thought, oh, that's going to be a scam, because that's a lot of they were showing all these projects and the various different ads, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be a scam. They're never going to sell that all those patterns for that much money. Well, I start checking into it, and the magazine was a real magazine out of New Zealand. Their first magazine, I think, was in February. Let me see, because of 2006. Let me find it, because as you can see, I did get it. Yeah, February of 2006. And they produced a total of 72 magazines before they stopped production. And then they've sold since this time various digital packages of their magazines, and then others you bought individually. And you can still buy all the magazines right now up through February the 28th individually as well for like $11 a piece. Download them, yeah. But right now, because she's going out of business, she has a sale where you get them all 72 issues for this $28 and some odd cents. Now, there is a free magazine. You can go to the website, go to www.thegiftofstitching.com, www.thegiftofstitching.com. And there is a free issue that you can download and look at it real quick. Now, some of the people said that because she's had such a good response to this, that she might be going to keep it open for purchase for a little bit longer. I don't know. But all her ads still say she is closing her business up as of February the 28th. She is, and it says that on the website still. I just went a few minutes ago and looked before I decided to do this video. So I don't know. My files appeared in my email within a few minutes after I paid through PayPal. And my files appeared very quickly. I mean, I think I was still on the website, actually, looking to see if they had anything else. And they do have a couple of other patterns for sale on there. And then you can buy each of the magazines separately. But their focus on there are the magazines. Like I say, why would you buy them all individually at $11 when you can buy all 72 of them for $28 and change? I think it's like close to $29. You might as well say $29. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take the risk and get them. So now, what did I think of them when I got them? And the reason that I'm doing this now is we've got about a week before we hit February the 28th of 2025. Now, if it's after that time and you're wondering, maybe she extended the time like some other people are talking about, you can go to thegiftofstitching.com and see. Maybe she did. I don't know. But as of this date, it still says that they're closing down business as of February the 28th. Now, they may leave it up a few days longer than that so everybody can get their downloads, I would imagine, but they're not going to be selling anything after February the 28th. According to the website as of a few minutes ago. Now, this was really worth it, guys, for me anyway. I don't know about you, but for me, very, very worth it. And there's something for everyone. Now, I will tell you, there are a lot of needle minding books in there, a lot of pin cushions, and a lot of the little decorations you hang on the side of your embroidery scissor toggles, or whatever that, little charms that you can stitch to go on your scissors. There were quite a few of those. Now, I'm not really into the charms that hang on the side of my scissors. To me, that gets in the way. If I was giving some as a gift, I guess I would hang some on there. But I collect pin cushions, and I like to collect needle books too. So I have no problem with there being so many of those. But that being said, you don't necessarily, once you stitch those up, have to use them for that. You can, there's a lot of different things you can do with that. Create a sampler, all kinds of things you could do with those. So that would be up to you. But there is so many other things in here. So let me tell you a little bit about what's in there. They just about always had something called a mystery sampler going on. And the mystery sampler is that what it is they would have, you would not know what the rest of the sampler is going to look like. It was a mystery. And now you would know because you're going to have the magazines ahead of time, right? But the people at the time the magazine was coming out did not know. But you could always look ahead in the issues to see if you really wanted to stitch it or not. But some of them lasted 3 or 4 months, the mystery. So you went 3 or 4 months, and each month when the magazine came out, more of that particular sampler would be in there until it was completed. And so your goal would be to possibly work on it in that period of time. Then some of them were a full year. There were a full 12 magazine issues that they had that mystery of the month. Then there would be several other samplers in a minimum in each magazine to do. Sorry about that. Things for various holidays, different things like that. So and then there were things that weren't samplers. They were just beautiful things to stitch. For instance, here's one issue. This is from November of 2006. And you can see if you get close that "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." And I don't know if they called that a sampler or not, but look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's a close-up of Santa's face touching the side of his nose. But that's in there. And like I say, and then right here in the same issue, there's instructions for how to make this box with different 4 compartments in it. See, you got little button handles on there. It's just, I'm definitely going to be making that box. I love the fact that there's some other things you can do other than frame everything. Although I like to frame, it's just, there's just lots in here. There's just about every issue has something called black work. There was a lady in there that did articles just about every issue. And I always thought black work, it was something that was embroidered in black. But it doesn't appear that was the case. And I didn't get into it and read about it yet, but that appears more based on technique than anything. But you're going to find multiple different articles about different artists, different things that those artists did. And then the artists that they're featuring usually have some sort of a pattern in each issue, in the issue that you're contributing in. Just different ideas to do different things with the stitches. See, this one. And then there are some, there's, trying to find some of the, see, here's another sampler that's in one. Get this in there for you to see. And this is what I'm showing you so far, and there's more samplers. There are so many projects in this one issue. Okay, so, and then, there are all sorts of issues. Like this one here, some of them you might not want to stitch up at the time, because like this one is to a birth announcement. But you might decide, oh, but I really would like to create something using this or this border, say. And you can see almost everything is in here is cross stitch, but there may be some components of it that aren't. Like, see, this is not, the words here are not cross stitch, and this look up here to me looks like it's a combination of satin stitch and cross stitch for that ribbon that goes across the top of it. But there's a Victorian sampler in here from Valerium, and then there's some cute little things like Baba Black Sheep, Have You Any Wool? I mean, this is one of the smaller issues. There's different sizes of issues, and some of them had more, some of them had less. There's what I call the cutesy things in here. I'm not highly into those, but there were some of them that I liked. And even things where they look at different cultures and how they do cross-stitching and different types of needlework there. So there's projects for that. So that's pretty cool. And another, there's just, and like, look at this one. And this issue has multiple different ones. And like I say, in addition to the multiple different ones they have, there's that mystery one of the month. Mystery one, an ongoing mystery sampler all the time. Then there's another one that's, I don't know if you can really call it a sampler. I guess you could. I think it's in the last year the magazine was produced, where you actually start out with basically a house. It looks like you're stitching a dollhouse. And then there's, you put in your yard, your trees and everything else. There's a dog, there's a couple of different cats that you can stitch in, put those wherever you want. And then there's the rooms to start furnishing, just like you would a dollhouse. There's, the bathroom furniture, the living room furniture. Where do you want the windows placed? You build your own house. So it looks like a dollhouse, and that one side of it's open. And then you're putting all the components in it. I think that was in there for the last year that they did it. But it's just they're beautiful. And then there's some of them, like here, you can't really see what this turns out like. It's a sampler. And then a few issues down the road, they issue a companion sampler that goes with it. Yeah. And then there are a lot of pin cushions, thread needle books, that kind of thing. A few hussifs, but mainly it's pin cushions and needle books and scissor fobs, little decorations that go on your scissors, which, like I said, I collect pin cushions, so that's not really, and I love needle books, but there are a lot of those, but there's so many of these other things in these books. There are everything from full coverage stitches. I want to show you this one. This was in the very first issue that came out February of 2026. And the free one that you can go on their website and download just to check it out has got a full coverage piece that you can stitch in it. But you can see this is a woman stitching by lamplight. And see, there's this woman. She's stitching both a candle lamp. Here's a child asleep over here in the bed. And then they have articles about the different artists that do them, and even how to do the different stitches in the back that aren't just plain cross stitch. And it's not that they're anything fancy. They're just going to be like either backstitch or lines like this. I've not, and then there's some satin stitch and an occasional French knot. But I'd say the only thing that I have found is a negative so far for me is some of these thread companies are don't seem to be around anymore. Hand-dyed fibers by so-and-so, whatever. And look at this cute little sampler here. He loves me not. He loves me, and then there's flowers, and then it goes, what's now? That's what it is. He loves me. And remember how we used to do as we were a kid with, you'd find a flower, and you'd pull off that, trying to figure out if a boy liked you or not. You'd start pulling off the petals of the flower. He loves me. Then you pull off another, he loves me not. So whichever one you pulled off last, oh, he loves me, And so, oh, he loves me. So what now? What do you do now? I think that's cute. But anyway, there are just, and it's like, here is their first mystery quilt. And you can see, you got this month, you got this corner here to do. And you can see this one went on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of the 5 issues of the magazine. And there was just about always at least one of those going on. Sometimes there would be one mystery quilt, and then there would be another one that you knew how it was going to end up, but they still just presented a little bit of it every month. Yeah, they were just bigger projects is what it was. And some of them are antique reproductions, and some of them are not. Like, I really like this one. It's not an antique reproduction, but I've got it on my list. I'm going to do it. See there? The skunks. And I love complete coverage. Now, I am a bookmark fiend, and there's not a bookmark in every issue, but there are plenty of bookmarks between all of the issues. If you like bookmarks, and they're like, this one has 3 in it, I think. They're on the cover that month. And there's more than just samplers. Every issue has got more than just samplers, okay? There's a really cool, I'm not Catholic or anything, but I'm into Christian history, and I really love reading about the Dark Ages, the medieval times. I used to collect manuscripts from in there whenever I could get them, and at some point when we had the 2008 and 2000 through 2010 economic crash, I had to sell all of my manuscripts. So, but look at this one if you're into doing ladies. And there's a lot more in here than that. This is one of the see, they've got another mystery sampler in here. Matter of fact, I think this is the end of the one that I already showed you. And see, here's, I think, what that one looks like when you got done with it is right here. And it's a good sized piece, actually. It's not reflected in that. See here, the issue in here, this was about summer. Here's a picture frame. Haven't quite figured out what this is in the corner, though. I don't know if that's the sun. I just haven't quite figured out what that's supposed to be. It almost looks like an egg sandwich. I don't know. I might, if I did that frame, I would leave that piece off, because I can't quite figure out what it is. And there's just tons. There's just tons. There's everything from really complicated samplers and work to very simpler work. Like this would be a simpler sampler. I'm a poet. I didn't know it. So for me, I have found this thing really worthwhile. I have gone through. I printed out only about 8 or 9 of them, because I want to do a couple of the samplers. I want to, as soon as I can get the fabric kitted up for it. I've got thread, I think. I've been through all 72 of the issues. I downloaded it, and when I started seeing it, it's like a treasure trove to me. And I downloaded it. And by the way, there are some people that did reviews of this on YouTube, so you can go watch the videos. There was some of them that actually bought other packages. Before she was going out of business, she would do various different packages of, say, 50 of the magazines, 25 of the magazines, it looks like. I don't know, different packages that she did through time after they quit producing the magazines. But they, in general, sell for $11 a piece if you buy the magazines individually. And this is all of the magazines, all 72 of them. So it's something to think about. I figured out pretty quickly it's not a scam. There were some people on Facebook who said that the next day they still had not gotten their letter with their downloads in them. So what I would do if that happened, because she immediately fixed that for them. And mine came, matter of fact, I was still on the website when mine came. And it downloaded, the download link worked very well. I just downloaded it to my phone. I couldn't download it anywhere else because my computer's broken. So it's taking up space on my phone. Luckily, I've got a phone with a lot of memory on it, but I don't want to leave them on there. So get my computer fixed. I've got a memory, external memory for my phone. That fits in the lightning port. So I need to dig that out and I think transfer those files onto there. Because, I mean, you can't really print all of these, 72 of these magazines out at one time. It just cost you a fortune in ink. But they're really cool. I highly recommend it. Just if you do find that you order it, you have to do it right now unless she changes her mind and she does extend it, because I think it's popular right now. By February the 28th is what it says now. And there was word on the street that she might extend it a little bit because it was just, the sale was going really well. So I don't know if she will or not, but it's well worth a while. I would do it again. And I'm picky. But there is a lot in here, and I love the historical articles in here. And some of the tutorials that are in here. I just really liked it. So that's that. Go to www.thegiftofstitching.com if you're interested. You may have gotten the link on Facebook. You can click on that link, but you can go directly to her website, www.thegiftofstitching.com. Check out some of the videos on YouTube. Other people have had the same results. So I have not heard of a single person that hasn't been happy with it. The only thing I heard of was those people that for some reason didn't get their link, and that was immediately taken care of. That was immediately fixed. Now, I want to talk to you about another program that's very inexpensive. And I'm bringing these things up because I am a senior on fixed income. And totally understand how many of you their patterns are expensive, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And on the Wondetfil website in 2024, now this one is finished. I do not believe you can download this block of the month anymore. But the reason that I'm bringing it up is around the first week of March, they will come out with 2025's block of the month. Actually, I think it could come out any day from the post on the Facebook group. And once you sign up for the block of the month, you would get a link to the Facebook group so that you could participate there and see how other people are doing it if you want. And like this one, this 2024 was birds. And now I downloaded, you have the choice of, or you can download both patterns if you want, of wool applique, which some of the people did not use wool. They used regular fabric to do the applique. I like wool applique, so I've only got a couple of these done. But I need to buy some more wool. I'm out. And I am on a no-buy through April. So, but you can also download the paper piecing pattern at the same time. It's free. So in other words, you can do it by doing it paper pieced, or you can do applique. Whichever one you want. Comes with the paper piecing pattern. And the color codes if you want to use the same colors. But like this one's a blue jay. And there are a total of 12 of them. So even though they don't start them till March, they still put out 12 different patterns. Like here's this. Here's a cockatoo. And the stitching on them, there's complete diagrams for the embroidery stitching if you're going to end up doing the wool applique. Because they do involve embroidery if you do the wool applique. And there's total instructions how to do it. See, here's a parrot. Here's a woodpecker. So you can see they're nice patterns. And so I don't know. Like I say, this one I do not believe is available anymore. I read that somebody went to try and go ahead and download it. And they couldn't find it anymore. Because it was for 2024. But the reason that I'm bringing it up to you is it's at Wondetfil. So go to the Wondetfil Specialty Threads website. Just Google it. I don't have their website in my brain right now, but it's Wondetfil, a famous thread maker. And you just go to their website. And because how I found it was I needed some of their 100 weight thread for some invisible applique a project I was working on. And I went there and I saw this block of the month. Yeah, they were almost done with it for the year. But I could still download the entire year at that point. And so I downloaded it, and I'm going to do this year for sure. The year before, it looks like their block of the month was flowers. I do not know what it's going to be for 2025 yet, but they're kind of hyping it up on the Facebook group. People are starting to get excited about it. So go over there and sign up for their newsletter. And when the block of the month comes out, they'll announce it in their newsletter. Okay? So go sign up for their newsletter, and then the block of the month will come. And then I believe once you sign up, if I remember right how it went when I signed up, I signed up and I got a link to the Facebook group. And I do like the Facebook group because I was able to see how different people were doing it. There's nobody been arguing politics or jumping on anybody because they didn't like their work. Everybody on that group so far, very supportive and nice. I've really enjoyed it. So, and then there's a couple of people doing YouTube videos. If you're wanting to do the applique, but you're not wanting to do it by hand, there's people that are doing it by machine and are doing did videos. So I imagine the same thing will happen in 2025. On people doing videos on how they're doing their projects. I'm planning on doing them on my channel. I'm not going to be able to show the patterns because they are copyrighted by Wondetfil. So if you want to participate, go on. It's totally free other than it's totally free for the pattern and to participate in the group and everything, of course. Now, last year they did sell kits if you wanted them. But they're also very encouraging. They don't push the kits. If you want a kit, get a kit. If you don't, and I don't know if you can get the kits anymore because, like I say, they're done with this one. So I'm just going to buy some more Moda wool scrap bags and see if I can do them out of that. Because I'm almost out of wool. The wool that I have left is dedicated to a big quilt I'm working on, and after that I don't have any wool left. So unless I end up with more left over from that I think I'm going to get, but I don't think so. Yeah, but so that's free if you want to, and I'm always on the lookout for free patterns. And if I come across any good ones, I will let you know. I did download this one from stitchobsessed.com. I went on there and did some purchasing, and I found this pumpkin quilt, and I kind of liked it. There's total of five projects in it. And anything from like patched pumpkins to strip set pumpkins. So they're very simple. You know, there's some pretty elaborate pumpkin quilts out there, but I kind of liked this one, so that one was free at stitchobsessed.com. So as I come across any other really cool patterns, and you guys know there are actually tons of them out there. A lot of the, Riley Blake has a lot of them. A lot of the different designers have got free quilt patterns. So, right now, if you don't have the money to be buying and spending $30 on a quilt pattern, there's not really any reason for you to have to. There are some really nice quilt patterns out there. So anyway, so without further ado, I will leave you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.